New emotional reset in the midst of change. Hi, I'm Karina, your Healing Arts Astrologer, and I'm here to give you the new moon in Cancer video report. So as you can see, I am in a home in a kid's room, very Cancer-like, bohemian. I also have my crab crystal necklace on. This has some copper integrated in there. I'm wearing a Cancer hat because it's tears and emotions. And this band is reflective of that emotional type music of Cancer energy. So Cancers could either be in disguise, like I am right now, right? They could be hidden in their shell. They'll use things like clothing to clothe themselves, like with a hat or glasses, or you'll find them with their hood up when they're not feeling like being seen. And it could be that they're in a very vulnerable state. So, or you can find Cancers all the life of the party, out and about, making things happen, doing things, especially in relation to work. So let's get right into it. The new moon in Cancer is at 14 degrees.
If you would like to speed me up or slow me down, you can go to the settings tab, go to playback speed, and adjust it to whatever you would like.
1 is the Sun and 4 is Uranus. So we can expect a lot of change for this new moon. The focus on the themes of home. Okay, Cancer is the mother, family, nurturing, emotional security, and personal roots. Cancer is the lowest part of the zodiac. It is a part of the cardinal cross, which affects our living situation, our home, our family, our roots, our ancestry, which I will get more into ancestry and karma in my next full moon in Capricorn video, because the bones are ruled by Saturn and associated with Capricorn, which is opposite of Cancer. And it has a lot to do with the teeth. Now, this is all about our emotional renewal, because new moons is a time of renewal and setting intentions. And this could be related to our emotions, our emotional well-beings. It's opportunities to heal from past wounding as well, and focus on self-care. Family and home, issues related to your home environment, your family dynamics, or close relationships to the home front. This is a good time to improve or change your living situation or strengthen your family bonds. Now, it could be that you have been wanting to buy a house of your own, or fix up the house that you have, or declutter the home that you have. This is the new moon to get things done, make a plan, and tackle step by step. If you do something daily, your goal will be met. And that is the promise of Saturn. Intuition and inner life. Now, Cancers have a deep intuitive side to them. They're trusting their gut and their intuition. They're paying attention to their inner voice, and this could lead them to important insights. And also nurturing projects and security and comfort. This is huge. We should be reflecting on what makes us feel secure and comfortable. We want to find something that we feel safe enough to come out of our shell. And these changes could be found in the home, relationships, and finances, because Venus is a part of this. So let me pull up the chart for you so you can see the charts. Share chart. Okay. So here is the chart. We have the new moon at 14 degrees of Cancer. We have Venus, right, conjunct this, which is our money and our relationships. We have this, the planet of communication in Leo, finding the courage to speak about the things that are deeply important to us and having those deep conversations in our relationships. We have Jupiter in Gemini trining over to Black Moon Lilith, which is newly in there. So I'm going to talk about that. And there's a lot of aspects here involving the nodes, which is fated events. So there could be changes depending on where this new moon is happening for you. It depends on where this will be affecting you. So if you would like a transit reading for me, you can head over to my website at www.lucidlivingmovement.com and order a transit reading. And I'll talk about the transits that have to do with the two moon in Capricorn and this new moon in Cancer. There is a lot of shifts. Also, I will discuss and talk about the newly retrograde Saturn in your chart, Pluto in your chart, and where the destiny points are focusing on for you, as well as Neptune retrograde. So, and Gemini newly being in Jupiter newly being in Gemini. So that is that. So this new moon, spend some time with your family or your chosen family. Banish insecurities, whether you're coming from a place of insecurity, fear, or possessiveness. Anywhere in your life, consider the symbol of the crab. Its hard shell that protects its soft and vulnerable insides. We're all self-protective in some ways. However, this new moon cycle is asking us if we're being too hard. Maybe we have too many walls up because we're worried that we're going to expose too much or lose, or we can ask ourselves, hey, like, can we lose some of these hard shells? And because if you do, you'll feel better doing it. Check in to make sure that you're not being too moody, because cancers could be really moody. And the reason why it's moony, because the moon switches signs every 2.5 days. So of course, their ruling a luminary in the sky is moving through the zodiac fairly quickly, so they can be very very moody. Okay, and they were, being misdiagnosed with bipolar. Those that had moons and water signs. So, the moon specifically, Cancer. Okay, so let's see. Check to make sure, that you're not being too moody. Now, nurture and get in touch with your caring and nurturing side. Kind of like a warm, cozy home, okay? With a little old lady there, and she makes you a cup of hot cocoa because you're upset. That's such a Cancer thing. So Venus is in Cancer. I have a Venus in Cancer, and I nurture people by making them stuff to eat, to making them stuff to drink. I like to have people in my home and host things in my home to people that I care about. And that is one way that Cancer energy could just make you seem very hospitable. So we want to also make sure that we're watching out for ourselves and others as well. Review your goals. The opposite of Cancer is Capricorn. So naturally, Capricorns also embody the dynamic achievers. Think about your New Year's resolutions back in Capricorn season. Check in. I actually found my list the other day. I stumbled upon it on accident. And so that was a kind of a little sign. Hey, Karina, checking in on your New Year's resolutions. How are those going? Did you slide? Did you slide back? Did you stumble? We all do. We just got to get back on purpose. We need to get back on our goals and stay focused on the future. So check, make a list of the things that you need to do to make those goals happen and check them off daily, because tackling them one day at a time is going to get you to your goal. Lastly, Cancer is a water sign. So tap into that watery energy by going to the beach, river, lake, or just taking a nice salt bath to cleanse any impurities or toxins that you've been absorbing around you this month, especially in relationships. All right, so I made a little slide I'd like to share with you. And this is very similar to the slides that I have in my courses to become an astrologer and to learn about astrology and how to read your natal birth chart. So you'll get kind of an idea of what that looks like. Cancer is a water, it's a cardinal sign, and it's the passive crab. The ruler of Cancer is the moon, like I said, and Jupiter is exalted when it's in Cancer, and it will be in Cancer after this year of Jupiter in Gemini. The house ruler is the fourth house cusp, like I was saying, the IC at the bottom of the chart. The day that it rules is Monday, Moon Day. The time that Cancer is associated with is 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. This is usually the time of lunch and also the time when we're starting to get tired. So we eat and then we get a little tired and we need a little pick-me-up. Sometimes we'll go get a coffee after that lunch and tiredness, and all of a sudden we're in the Leo energy. Okay, so the color is violet, sea green, and silver. These are the colors associated with Cancer, and I actually have my purple tea, my pea flower tea. And the element is cardinal water. It's ascending. The energy is an emotionally assertive because it's a cardinal sign, so it is assertive. And it rules the sacral chakra, which is the orange chakra. And the body that the Cancer rules is the chest, the breast, and the stomach. So Virgo also rules the stomach. So I think there's the small intestines and the large intestines. And the season is summer because we're in summer and it's the first zodiac sign of the summer. And there's 3 in each season. So there's Cancer, then Leo, then Virgo. And the gemstone that's associated with Cancer is a moonstone. It's this one right here on my ring, the moonstone. Also carnelian, which is on my bracelet, calcite, moss agate, and aventurine. And if you would like a healing crystal bracelet, I make them, and they are up on my Etsy at creativekommodes.com, and that's with a K. So KREATIVE, Kommodes, KOMMODES.com. And we have a couple more slides. All right. So, yeah. Okay. So Cancer at 0 degrees is the darkest part of the chart. This is the very foundation. So our foundation of who we are is found in our home. where the story begins. We're born, our mother. How was our mother to us? How were we treated? Were we held? Were we neglected? Were we abandoned? Were we yelled at? Or were we nurtured? And we get all of these traits and these walls and these shells and these ways of being in our moon from our mother. So in astrology, if you look at where your moon is, you're going to find a lot of traits of the mother. So my moon is in Virgo, my mom is a Virgo, and my moon sits in my second house, which is a Taurus house, and my mother has a Taurus moon. So depending on the aspects, if it's conjunct something, like if your moon's conjunct Mars, you're going to have a mom that may have been a little more maybe violent or snappy or not so soft, more masculine. Maybe she was the provider, the go-getter. And maybe it was really hard to get that nurturing, soft side from her. So this is the reflection of our soul, the moon. The sun is our personality, and that's what sun sign astrology, it's called star astrology, and it's found when you're looking at the horoscopes. Us astrologers make them based on the rising sign, and because that's predictive. So horoscopes, like in the newspaper and a magazine, are going to be predictive astrology, which we look at the rising. And so your sun might not be the same as your rising, therefore you're not getting the correct horoscope. But if you look at your moon and you read the horoscope on your moon, you can get a general idea of what your emotions will be looking like for that cycle. The moon is also some subconscious things and behaviors, your psyche, your emotion, receptivity. It's water, it's a yin, so it's a feminine energy. This is our mother, intuition, it's our right brain, because our left is being controlled by our right brain, and the left is the receiver of energy. So let's say if you are needing to pray or send energy out, you send energy out with your right and you receive with your left. So whether that is, let's say, a crystal you're working with, you could put it in your left hand. You could place your right hand wherever, if it's you want to send the energy to your heart or your third eye chakra. Also, when you're praying for someone, you could lift your right hand to receive from universal source, and you can put your other hand on the part of the body where the person needs healing. Also, your married finger is on your left, and this finger is connected to your heart, which is the biggest magnetic field in the body. So that is a little bit about that feminine energy. This is, what is your intuition saying? That's what we could be asking ourselves during this time. Listen to it. We all have intuition, not only women, but men as well. Just tapping into that third eye energy, so you can maybe just see or vibrate purple. There's even lavender noise that you can put on, like from YouTube, this frequency. And we could also be asking, how has our relationship with our mother or any females in our life? And how has that impacted our relationships today? And I think this is the last, two more slides. Okay, so like I said, it rules the fourth house. Now, what is the fourth house in astrology? The fourth house is associated with your home. So if you see any transits happening in your fourth house, you know that you're going to have changes in your home. This could be family activities, home, childhood, protection, emotions, deep inner knowing, your home environment, your roots, be interior decorating, it's your physical home, your sanctuary, cooking and nurturing is Cancer. Now the fourth dimension is Cancerian and has to do with many versions of reality and lifetimes, possibilities, and dreams. And I'll get into that in my next video. I feel comfortable in my own body. I am sensitive to other people's feelings. Because the moon in Cancer in the 4th house is it's so vulnerable and so sensitive, because that's your home. It's where you feel the most comfortable. And when we let people into our home, we're showing an aspect of ourselves that the outside world doesn't see, because your 10th house is opposite of your 4th house, your career and legacy. So usually, however you are in your career and legacy, you are opposite at home. So that's why sometimes we could see these corporate or bosses or high hitter achievers. It maybe at their work they can be very strong and bossy, but at home they're just a little soft little crab at home. So listen to your intuition at this new moon and understand our relationships with ourselves and with others. Acknowledging and releasing any past experiences that brings out emotions of distrust is brought to our attention. Finding a creative outlet is advised. So let's get back to this. And I wanted to talk a little bit about Black Moon Lilith. Let me share the chart again for you, so you can kind of see what the Black Moon Lilith looks like. Now, Black Moon Lilith is a little moon right here with a plus sign, because this plus sign is very much like the feminine energy of Venus, okay? But instead of a full circle, it is a half circle. So this is a Black Moon Lilith, and Black Moon Lilith has just moved into Libra on June 30th and is now working with the eclipses. I have my ephemeris. So Black Moon Lilith will be in Libra through until 2025. I haven't looked when she will move in to Scorpio, but so she'll be there for a while. So I'm bringing this up. Black Moon Lilith represents the point in the moon's orbit that symbolizes the dark or the hidden aspects of our psyche. And these are usually things that are subconscious or unconscious. Like we don't have consciousness of these traits or where they come from. Often associated with themes of power, autonomy, sexuality, and the shadow self. Here she is right here. She's making a square to this new moon. She's making a trine to Jupiter. She's making a quincunx over to Mars. So that's what that looks like. There's many aspects, and this is why I'm bringing her up. Black Moon Lilith embodies the untamed or instinctual aspects of the feminine energy. And if you're a masculine, then you also have dark feminine energy as well. You can reveal where one might feel repressed or marginalized. You feel like maybe you don't fit in with social norms. The Black Moon Lilith in your chart is going to show you where that dark feminine, that wounded feminine is. It brings Black Moon Lilith in Libra brings out, as it's transiting Libra, it brings out these themes into the realm of relationships, balance, and justice. Here's some key aspects of Lilith in Libra, which I think I have Lilith in Libra in my birth chart, actually. So, relationships and equality. Lilith in Libra challenges traditional dynamics and partnerships, emphasizing equality and fairness. There may be a strong desire to assert independence within relationships and to resist any forms of control or imbalance. Justice and fairness. Libra is a sign of justice, so Lilith here can highlight issues of fairness and inequality, both personally and socially. There may be a drive to fight for justice and to address like injustices in various forms. Social harmony and versus authenticity. So Libra values harmony and social niceties, but Lilith influence can create tension between the desire for peace and the need to be one's true self, even if it disrupts the status quo. Sexual liberation is another one. Lilith's energy can manifest as exploring unconventional and taboo aspects of sexuality within the context of relationships. There can be a focus on breaking free from traditional expectations about love and partnerships. And last but not least, the aesthetic and creative expression of Libra is also associated with the beauty and the art. So Lilith here can bring a provocative, edgy quality to one's creative expression. It might involve exploring dark or taboo themes through art and aesthetics, which this isn't my room, but my art has always been a little dark and emo, so that would probably reflect that Black Moon Lilith in Libra. I like mannequins and dark and hearts and, you know, bleeding hearts and bats and crows. So that makes sense. All right, let's get into Saturn retrograde. Bum, bum, bum. So Saturn retrograde on the same day, no surprise, on June 30th, and it will be retrograde until November 15th. Now, Saturn, it's obviously slower than Mercury, so it doesn't retrograde it doesn't retrograde just for 3 weeks, okay? It retrogrades a lot longer. Saturn is a slow-moving planet. Now, planets don't move backwards. They just appear to be moving backwards in the zodiac and in relation to our position on Earth. And it's a time of going inward, reevaluating. And because it's in Pisces, maybe we're reevaluating our boundaries, our spiritual practices, whether that's eating healthy, journaling, making our bed, or meditation, anything healing past wounds, and boundaries and compassion. Maybe we've overextended ourselves and neglecting our own needs. So where have we been frivolous with our energy and time and not really took our needs in consideration? So it's time to withdraw, go inward, and heal. It's a great time to manifest creative ideas and overcoming fears. Now, Saturn is trine this new moon. So here's Saturn, and it's trine over to the new moon. And this is a supportive trine to integrate stability in an ideal time to set intentions on creating emotional and environmental security. So building a strong foundation, focusing on home and family and relationships, reflecting on growth. It's an excellent time for reflecting on the past emotional patterns and experiences and setting a new intentions based on insights for future growth. Spiritual discipline. This calls for bringing structure into our spiritual and creative practices, like whatever makes it easier to integrate these practices in your daily routines. It's very supportive for that. So nurturing boundaries, Saturn is all about boundary setting and helping and caring for ourselves and others without losing a sense of ourselves. It promotes healthy emotional boundaries, and also practical intuition encourages us to make decisions based on our intuition, but also realistically grounding ourselves with that Saturn. Wanting us to get connected and pulling those in that feel like home. So this gives for self-reliance, practicality, perseverance, and organizing abilities. So you can draw on patience and emotional strength to handle sensitive or complex relationship issues. We are being asked to go inward to look at what the stability we desire and how will we get past the blocks that are holding us back and feeling that depth and that oneness that we so truly desire with another. What in the past has taught you not to trust or get vulnerable? Was it your mother? Was it a past relationship? Or was it other people that were close to you in your life that you got vulnerable with and they hurt you? So these are the things that we're healing and moving around. Now, the sun is square over to the nodes. So the sun and the moon is square over to the nodes. So we have the node in Aries here and square over to the south node in Libra. So the south node is our past, the north node is our future, and these are transiting right now. So this is the area of focus would be the Aries energy, wherever that's highlighting in your chart. So this is a karmic crossroads. A choice is highlighted or someone significant activates an old issue that must be dealt with. The south node is the past and the north node is the future. Signifies identity and life path conflicts, critical choices and turning points, grow through challenge, balancing past and future, self-awareness and authenticity, and destiny and purpose. So the moon is square the north node and the south node as well, because this is a new moon. And this is more associated with a deep emotion, the home and family that could have that could bring up a heightened sensitivity or awareness around our emotional state. And it can bring unresolved issues to the surface, asking you to confront and deal with them. So the nodes are our karmic pathway. The south node indicating the past habits, the past patterns, the past relationships, the past things that we have experience with and the north node is pointing in the direction of our growth, evolution, and our future. In a square, this aspect is challenging and it's a turning point. This can manifest as an internal struggle between staying in our comfort zone and doing what we've always done, or stepping outside of the familiar emotional states to learn, grow, evolve emotionally and spiritually. Cancers focus on bringing attention to our home, roots, family, and calling a focus to issues or conflicts or past hurt emotions, even from childhood. You might feel a push and pull between nurturing yourself personally and addressing karmic lessons. Another thing is security as a crab or as a Cancer. The crab needs security and safety emotionally before it opens up to its full undersides. So be mindful of the tendency to cling to the past or the familiar patterns instead of seeking new ways to grow. The squares are opportunities for growth as we're working through these emotional challenges so we could align them closely with our soul's purpose, indicated by the North Node. There is a lot coming up around relationships and our own needs and ego. We can let our ego get in the way of our true, authentic feelings. We could have been hurt. So we need to be mindful of that. Those are the past, including our mothers that have brought us to this strong need for protection from our emotions. We can also put others ahead of our own needs and safety, security, just to keep harmony and balance and feelings of home and family. So we have a lot of aspects. I'm not going to go through all of them, but the moon sextile Mars, the desire for high, the desire is high for love and connection. Physical desires are intense as well. The Mars is sextile Venus, so we have the masculine and feminine, and they're doing this really harmonious dance. It's a great time for strengthening relationships, understanding yourself in relationships, home projects, financial planning, creative adventures, and self-care. Venus is sextile Uranus as well, so try different approach to love and money. Embrace the spontaneity and change, new ways of connecting romantically and or with your loved ones. Remain flexible as some unexpected changes in relationships may occur. So be willing to adapt to the new circumstances and perspectives. It's time to get out and socialize with Jupiter in Gemini. Expand your next networks. Meet more like-minded people. Personal growth. How can you use this time to explore your own desires for personal freedom and self-expression within the context of your relationships? Now, it seems like this new moon and a lot of these aspects are asking us to do something different. So not continue going back to the same old comfortable thing, but step outside of the box and experience something new. Whether that's a new job, a new business, the way that you do work, the way you market, the way that you go about getting what you want in relationships. Maybe not going back to the same person, trying something new. But Jupiter is trine the South Node. So there's lots of luck and expansion that will be found in connecting and healing those relationships that we desire to be in, and letting go of the past relationships that are toxic. Understanding how we take on the characteristics of our past partner into our new relationship. So be really mindful of that. When you get in new relationships, you can catch yourself sometimes treating your new partner like your old partner treated you. So learning from the past relationship experiences, expanding social networks, balancing independence and codependence in relationships, exercising interdependence, and karmic growth through learning from your past relationships, enhancing your communication skills by making it easier to express your ideas and thoughts in ways to foster more understanding and harmony in relationships. And the Mercury is trine the North Node. Here's Mercury. It's trining over to the North Node. And this is to reflect on our life path and have the courage to try something different for yourself for a change. It's a very supportive for communication as well. This supportive, this opposition with Mercury and Pluto, it's really supportive for deep and meaningful, heartfelt conversations that transform the dynamics of our relationships. Because Mercury's in Leo, Leo is the heart and courage and love, expressing our love and expressing our desire for building a future with someone. And some of these conversations could be very healing and very receptive. So Uranus is also trine Pluto. So expecting unexpected in love and money. This is a great aspect for unexpected transformations, these deaths and rebirths. And, that's why I was like looking at the hero's journey. And the hero's journey cycle is, I think, very inducive of what is really going on right now. You know what? I'm just gonna pull it up in this video. I was gonna do it in the Capricorn video, but you know what? I just really feel that it's very good right now to do, because new moons are new beginnings. And so I typed it out in 2 slides, and I'll run through it really quickly for you. And then we will get into the card readings. I think I'm going to skip the inside degrees today because I'm covering a lot. And I'm going to share. So has everyone seen this, The Hero's Journey? We would have learned it in English class in high school. And it's actually one that stood out to me when I was young. And I was like, whoa, this is so cool. This is so amazing how the structure of a good movie is, or a good book. And we are all actors on our own stage. Hence that Leo energy. Leo is the actor. And we have the whole zodiac as moving parts in our movie. And so the beginning of this journey is right here, and then it moves around, and then it returns. And this is the hero's journey. This is the known part of the chart. This is the unknown. And in astrology chart reading, this is the upper, this is the horizon, this is what people see. And then this is under, like the home. This is where people don't see. This is the inner self. So it's very similar to the zodiac chart, and as well as Saturn's movement. So the characters, okay, so the beginning is the character's ordinary world, the stage. We introduce the characters and the problem that needs solved. So set the table for the audience. The second is a call to adventure. Explain the character's troubles and how we can relate to the character's dangers and troubles or problems. Now the audience is invested, right? Because they could relate. And this what makes the foundation of a good movie or a good book. And so I like pulling this up because I like to look at myself subjectively. That's one of the big reasons why I got into astrology chart reading, is because I can learn a lot about my soul's DNA through my astrology chart. And with the hero's journey, I could see these cycles all the time. So these cycles are like the moon, right? We have full moons, we have new moons. Well, this new moon is in Cancer. And usually, most likely, unless we have a blue moon, you're going to have one full moon and one new moon each year in each zodiac sign. So it just moves around our chart. We are more affected if we are Cancer, if we have Cancer energy. If you have a sun in Cancer, or moon in Cancer, or rising Cancer, or a Venus in Cancer, or Mars in Cancer, this is really triggering that energy. So the next is, after we have this call to adventure, the character will either refuse the call and they put up a fight. They turn away from the adventure that is being offered. The hero is afraid to go into the unknown, which is down here. And this gets the audience involved, concerned for the character, and empathizes with him, because we all are scared of the unknown in a certain way. So how are you afraid of stepping into something new? What is so scary about the unknown? Now, there is a song by F. Barzilay called The Unknown. I love that song. And any time that I'm feeling that I want to be stuck in the known and I want to step into the unknown and the new world, I play that song, because I love the unknown. I love the unknown. It's a good song. Look it up. Okay, so then there's a meeting of a mentor. So a mentor is someone that has already been through the hero's journey. They're wiser and they have been through all the stages, and they're here to give a gift of knowledge, either a map or a car or something useful to the character. The mentor shows them the light. Like, hey, look, I know you're going through something really shitty, but know that I got through it and you can get through it too. We all go through really hard things in life. And whether that's a loss of someone very close to us, or if it's some, acts of violence against us or rejection. And we all go through it. So understand that if you're feeling this way, you're not alone. Now, every character and the heroes go through the things that we all go through. And each person is on a different journey. Now, the next is crossing the threshold to face the fear and go get, and the character has to get moving now into this new special world of the unknown. And usually there's the changes in the scene music, like, it's all exciting and it gets us drawn in, like, yes, like, okay, like I might be able to step into the unknown too. And then you have tests, allies, and enemies. So you are tested and are testing out the new world. The character will be challenged with some scary, not fatal situations, but close, to bring attention to the rules in the new world and who is helpful and who will be in the way. Teams are built in this stage. And then we have the approach to the inmost cave. So this is the period of time when the character travels and gets to know the team. So the team starts traveling together, doing something. They're getting to know each other and developing this deeper relationship through challenges and their adventures. So it could be good times, it could be bad times, it could be hard times. And then this is when the character can get a bit paranoid, looking for suspects, like who the enemy is or the antagonist. And there's also the comedy and the romance happens during this stage as well. Now there's the next step is the ordeal. So a death, a near death, or a rebirth. This is a physical dispute. So this could be a fight with a family, a friend, a partner, but there is blood on the floor. And someone usually dies metaphorically, metaphysically, and comes back to life with a new set of eyes, a completely transformed person. Okay, so this is kind of like a near-death experience. Okay, like if you've ever watched any of those videos of near-death experiences, it's very enlightening. Now the character faces a great fear, usually told at the beginning of the show what their fear was, and then now this is, oh look, here's the fear and I have to do it. Whether that is a fear of heights and you're jumping high up in the sky from rock to rock to save his girlfriend or whatever it might be. And then there's the reward. This is reaping the benefits of the rebirth or taking time for reflection and recompose oneself. So experimenting with this new reality, like, oh, this is who I am now. I'm rebirth. Who am I? So reflecting on this new identity. There's profound personal insight here, and usually the party and the celebration. Then there comes the chase. Now the chase is it's rededicating the hero to their purpose. So chasing after and pursuing the urgency to collect something important. So that could be like, oh, well, I lost my wedding ring and now I need to find that so I could renew my vows with the woman I love. I don't know. Now, then there's this resurrection. This is the increased energy. This is the climax of the movie. You're standing up to the villain, the antagonist. The fights or the battles happen here. How have I changed what I have learned, and how will I apply this to this new situation or the same situation, just me being this new evolved human? life or death. If the hero faces the fear and calls on all the things that the character learned in a single action. So that's kind of the goal. Learn the lesson and defeated the bad guy or the evil guy. And then the last is returning to elixir. The elixir is a transform, alchemized potion that solves all your problems. So once you've been through the hero's journey, one who protects and serves the collective. So healing wounds and solves all problems. So there you go. There's the hero's journey. I went on my own, and some are bigger than the others, which makes you feel on purpose with your life. I want to give back. I want to be on purpose, and I want to share my gifts and my perspectives and what I've learned along my journey. And so I just wanted to bring that to enlighten you guys in case that you're going through something, and maybe you can think about maybe where your character is on its journey right now. And then you can kind of predict like, oh, what might be ahead? What's the next step? Where are you going to take? Are you going to stay in the known? Or are you going to step into the unknown? And I encourage you to step into the unknown or the new world. And yeah, take all the wisdom and all the lessons that you learned from past relationships and past experiences and bring them with you. So, I wanted to make an announcement. I am hosting a paint and sip on July 21st at the winery in Martinez, William Welch Winery, not at the tasting room downtown, but at the winery. It's going to be outside. It's going to be beautiful. There's shaded areas. It's going to be music and art and wine and fun. And we're painting this amazing summer sun painting for this blue moon. It will be on the full moon in Capricorn. So if any Capricorns, any Cancers want to celebrate their birthday, come join me. If you purchase your ticket, the early bird special is $55, and that needs to happen before July 7th. And yeah, I hope to see you there. Let's get into the card readings. I love this hat. Like, who has a corduroy hat? I've only seen like one other one. All right, so I'm going to start with my Joshua Tree deck. Okay, new moon for the collective. What is the focus card for this new moon in Cancer? Justice. Wow. Justice is the Venus card, the Libra. Justice card. Okay, the Chariot, Hermit. Yeah, it's one of the 22 major arcana. I act according to my deepest truths. It came out upside down. So I'm going to read both upright and reversed. Consequences, integrity, fairness, balance, and karma. Each direction bears consequences. When we are out of tune in one area of our life, it will pervade others. There is a counterpart to every action, and each possibility erases another. We all affect one another's consciousness and therefore universal consciousness all the time. Just as standing on the sand leaves an imprint, we have an impact on the world around us. Justice asks you to take responsibility for yours. Your choices matter. Act with fairness and integrity, knowing that picking one side always affects its opposite. How you approach one aspect of your life will impact all others. So how do you want to encourage how do you want to engage in this moment? Avoid extremes and look for the center as you leave your trace. You are being asked to find balance within so you can let an inner steadiness inform your movements. If you act true to your core and values, you will choose well. Let your highest morals inform your course, for it will be just. Reversed. Justice inverted hints that you are tempted to act in conflict with your ethics. Are you pivoting between extremes? Know that there are always consequences to your decisions, even if you can't quite see them now. In some cultures, this idea of cause and effect is called karma. Some say karma is a bitch, but really, she'll treat you exactly the way that you treat the world. Stay accountable and make amends if you wrong someone or yourself. Take responsibility for your mistakes and try again. So the tip for this card is stand with both feet on the ground and close your eyes. Calibrate your weight evenly between both soles and become as still as possible. Be in the experience of approaching center, even if you waver. So that's a good one. Like it because the Venus is involved, and we have the Libra South Node and relationships and Black Moon Lilith in Libra. So that was appropriate. Now I'm going to pick a crystal grid card. For this new moon in Cancer. New moon in Cancer. Okay, I'll pick from one of these. Flip it over. Okay. Ooh. Interesting. Gemini. Pluto. Persistence, fresh perspective, revival. Blue spinel. Is that a crystal? Apparently it is. Revive to keep alive. Blue spinel brings new energy to stagnant parts of your life, from inside your body to the world outside. Oh, that's very Cancer. The name of this stone comes from the Latin word for spine. The blue spinel will give you the strong backbone. Okay, this is Capricorn bone energy, sense of self, and the reason to stand tall despite any challenges you may face. This is a great crystal for workaholics, as it eases stress and anxiety and instills a renewed sense of revolution. You can make it to the end if you put your mind to it. Blue spinel provides that fresh perspective to reset and rejoice. That's a really good card as well. And I think I will try a couple more tarot from the Wider Right deck. Anything else? Oh, okay. 6 of Wands. And, ooh, 7 of Swords. Where are these coming out all upside down? Okay. All right, so this is a guy that is on a white horse, and this is the 6 of Wands, but it came out reverse, which all of these come out reverse, so I'm just going to roll with it. But this might be asking us to celebrate in one's successes, and everyone's success looks differently. So, like, someone could think that you're successful because you have a lot of money, but me personally, I see success as you're happy and fulfilled and you're on purpose with your life, because that is the only abundance that we have, because that is something that is not physical. Money is man-made. It's like fake. Yeah, sure, we need it for certain things, but that's not going to give us true happiness. The most richest people in the world are not happy. So bear that in mind. This looks like this was someone that has been stolen or took from. You've been betrayed maybe. And so I think that these things of betrayal either will be revealed, or you're betraying yourself in some way, because it's like reversed. And so what is it that you might be hiding from yourself, or maybe you're tricking yourself into believing? And then the 9 of Wands is like, you might have went through some really hard times, but that's nearing to an end. So that those cards have spoken, and I think I will try one more tarot card, and nothing wants to come out. That's fine. I think I'll do one oracle card, and I think I'm gonna do it from this watery mermaid deck, because it's answer is water. Okay, so what do we got? I'm just gonna pick adrift, letting go, allowing a higher force to take charge for a time. So because there's so much change happening and Uranus is involved, we have this right here, adrift, letting go, allowing a higher force to take charge for a time. 27. What is it to be without direction, without self-determination, without a sense of empowerment? Is it always disempowering? So this card invites you to contemplate the many aspects of letting go. And as so many of you humans say, so many times it has become a cliche, going with the flow. Sometimes for all of our strength and purpose, we mermaids just let go for a time, especially if there has been great turmoil and we are weak. So the adrift card suggests that there is a sense of making no effort, that all at the moment, that you may be safe and be able to float, but it is up to the tides and the cycles and to the waves and to the wind to determine our destination. Ain't that true? It can also suggest that there's a lack of urgency for you at the moment, that you are willing to be totally complacent and to see what happens next. And yet, this is a choice too. You can always paddle. You can choose to lie down, turn your face to the clouds, and drink the water from the sky when they choose to come, to allow your fate to be decided for you. And sometimes this is right and good. It is sometimes humbling and can create wisdom. The wisdom that comes from observation and stillness, and the sense of sacrificing yourself to the power greater than yourself. There is no longer an anchor. There is no sail. There are no oars, and there is no map. There is only the floating world of which you are a part of. Refusing to attempt the changes that are happening, allowing yourself to surrender to a situation and see where it takes you. A kind of peaceful passivity, and in the oceanic wave, or in the oceanic way, allowing the cycles to make the decision on your behalf. This can indicate too that you have no desire to make a decision, only to drift and float and allow whatever outcome will be. It is as if there is no moving forward and no retreat, just a moment by moment acceptance of all that is taking place in the very gentle, almost imperceptible willingness to let the tide and current take you where it will. You are adrift, and you are somehow akin to Odin, hanging on to the tree of life. Will you be taken to shore? Will you remain at sea? Will you fade and vanish? What is it you should do? That is not even a question that you are asking yourself. It seems to have been made the powerful choice for suspicion to rest, to not do, for nothingness, for allowing what is around you to determine for now the fate of yourself. So we will end with that. Thank you for joining. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing my videos to anyone that you think that could use a little bit of insight for this new moon in Cancer. And I will see you on the next video or at my paint and sit. All right, peace out. Your Lucid Living Coach, Karina.